July 25th, 2004. Tonight I was telling Maddie the three bears, and though she usually listens attentively, this time she started extemporizing her own version of the story, throwing in new plot lines in the middle of my narrative, until I finally just stopped talking and asked her, then what happened? And she told me. There seems to be a fairly strong Winnie the Pooh influence, as the interwoven plot lines of the four main characters all exhibited a strong penchant for climbing trees in search of honey. Even Goldilocks climbed trees in search of honey. And she spilled it, and got it all over her face, and made a mess. Then she said, "Oh, I love you, Daddy," and conked out. Well, thank you. I imagine Barnes & Noble would be pretty peeved if I read the whole thing. I won't do that. But they said I could answer some questions. That, of course, depends on whether anybody has any. So.
I have one.
Yes.
At the Huntington signing, you were talking about parts that they
Repeat
couldn't...
offender, eh?
Yes. The story about the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell it?
The story about the cat.
How they pulled it out, and then you had it in the final version.
It's not in the final
version.
version.
And then they took it out. So can you...
Well,
Something about it?
The original journal totals 265,000 words. That's 35,000 words longer than Moby Dick. I counted. Well, Google counted. So, obviously, a lot had to go because this book is 99,000 words. And 2/3 of it is on the cutting room floor somewhere, along with most of my really good acting work. And there was a story about our three cats. And this is going to be way anticlimactic, so don't be upset. In the midst of everything else that was going on with us, our three cats, who were, up until Maddie was born, were our children. The ones we were going to leave everything to, and the ones that we figured we couldn't live without. So, due to an enormous confluence of bad circumstances, we had to board the cats out, and friends took them and cared for them, and we never had them back. And one of the entries I wrote, well, actually, I wrote it 3 times because I was writing this over the course of a year, and occasionally I would forget that I had already written a story. And so that was another way of shortening the book, cutting out the stories I told 3 times. Anyway, that was one of the stories that got cut out, and it was a nice little story, but it's not something it's not the kind of story I could just tell. But if you go to my blog on MySpace, I happened to put it on there a couple of days ago. So
yeah.
If that's your idea of a good time. So I won't. No cats tonight. People I know. Hi, Robin. What do you? Is that a question or a wave? Oh, okay. We're doing questions right now. Maybe we're not. Well, yes.
How is your daughter doing now?
My daughter is doing great. She's at home tonight making plans to invade Poland. She's 7.5. She's in mainstream elementary school. She's if you read in this thing at least as far as August of 2004, you will find that miraculous things happen with Maddie, and she is she's she's 7, so she's an albatross around my neck sometimes, but she's a good one, and she's doing great. She's really good. She really wanted to come tonight, but I told her this was about me.
How'd that go?
And it is. She wouldn't have any, but I know where the key to the gate is. She's stuck at home.